What's up, but it's Rob. This is Apparel Success. And in this video here, I want to share with you how long it took for me to get to 50,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, which I just crossed recently, and how long it really took to get my clothing brand to any significant level. I've talked on this YouTube channel a lot about how it takes time to grow a business, but this video here is really going to show you, and I think that it's really going to teach you on a really deep level, just how long the process can take and how over multiple years you can truly make some huge improvements. So I'm going to show you old videos of me trying to talk to the camera, making a complete fool out of myself, not having any idea what I'm doing. And I'm going to share with you, the results that I used to get from my clothing brand 5 years ago when I first started compared to today. I think this video is going to be great for you. It should be a lot of fun to watch, and here it is. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at Design Crowd. And if designs are something that you need help with, I really recommend that you give them a shot. These are some of the best-selling designs on my website, and I got them all made through Design Crowd. If you're interested, head over to designcrowd.com/apparel to learn about the special offer that I have for you, or simply use the discount code APPAREL when you post a project on Design Crowd. So, I thought that this would be kind of a fun video to put out there, celebrating the 50,000 subscriber mark for my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching all these videos, by the way. It's an absolute pleasure making them for you. And, it's really changed my life, this whole YouTube channel, this whole community, and just sharing everything that I have to share on the internet here. And, even though I have 50,000 subscribers and other channels have hundreds of thousands, the fan base on this YouTube channel seems to keep coming back. And I never really cared about the size of the YouTube channel. I only really cared about the impact that I'm having on the individual. And I hope that that comes across in these videos that I'm sharing with you. So believe it or not, and I'm actually kind of embarrassed to share this with you, before I started up this YouTube channel, and even before I was running my clothing brand, I had another YouTube channel called Self Meets Reality. I have a degree in philosophy, and I tend to take a huge interest in these deep philosophical concepts and things like that. I always have. And so I decided to start up a YouTube channel. This is like 6 or 7 years ago, where I would just share really deep philosophical concepts and personal development concepts that I was interested in, that I thought was really cool. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because when I first started up that channel, that was the first time that I'd ever come in front of a camera and tried to speak in the way that I'm speaking to you, where I'm sharing things sort of off the top of my head, not really rehearsing things, and just sharing my ideas and trying to become better as a public speaker. And what you see today, my abilities here to sort of just talk to you off the cuff and share my thoughts without really, having things pre-planned, all of this has been cultivated. Because when I first started this, back when I started up that old YouTube channel, I was absolutely horrible and terrified of standing in front of a camera to do it. So I want to share with you some clips from that old YouTube channel of me as a public speaker trying to speak into the camera and share my ideas, just so that you can see the contrast and how far I've come in, about 5 years from when I started up that YouTube channel to where I'm at today with my speaking abilities. And I hope that you can see that, when you do something in repetition, you just tend to get better and better at it, and things, really do progress. And if you looked at me in the course of 1 year, you'd think, whatever, you're really not making that much progress. But over 5 years, you can really see all of the progress. So take a look.
And this is my first video. So anyways, I just basically wanted to introduce this YouTube channel. Like a car, that guy just waved at me. I basically just wanted to introduce this YouTube channel, get the ball rolling with it, because I've tried shooting this video now like 100 times, and literally every single time I try to shoot a video, I notice like all these little imperfections with it and all these things that I could have done better, and I scrap the video and want to start a new one. So what I've decided is that whatever I say in this video, I'm going to post online, regardless of the audio quality. I'm sure the audio quality is just terrible because it's so windy up here. So basically, I just want to introduce the channel, tell you what I'm going to be doing on it, and just cover a little bit of the topic of imperfection, because I feel like it's perfectly suited for my first video.
It's weird, eh? Even when I was 23 years old, I still had a head of gray hair. I'm like Benjamin Button. But yeah, I think that was from all the philosophizing that I was doing. Anyways, I really wanted to show you that just so that you could see the progress that I've made in my speaking abilities. Because maybe when you watch these, you think, oh, he's just a really confident dude who knows how to speak on camera and he just feels really comfortable doing it. But, this really is a skill that I've had to develop over multiple years. And, it's been a hell of a time trying to learn this. I've had full days where I tried to shoot a video and I just couldn't deliver the message that I was trying to deliver. I was just too in my head, too worried about what people would think, just couldn't get the words out right. And it was those times of frustration that I barreled through where I feel like I made the most amount of progress. But, I think that the part of this video that's really going to resonate with you the most, because most of you are trying to grow a clothing brand, is where my clothing brand was at 5 years ago compared to where it's at today. And no exaggeration, the whole first year trying to grow my clothing brand was just a complete struggle, okay? And to be honest, probably the first 2 or 3 years was a struggle. Just trying to understand what it is that you're doing, trying to understand your brand, trying to make orders come in on a regular basis to the point where, you've got enough that you can really sustain a full business on it. All of that was extremely difficult, and it took me a really long time to really start getting the ball rolling for my clothing brand and to make a lot of orders come in. I'm talking like a full year and a half of just struggling, not really receiving many orders through my website at all, and just struggling. And to where I'm at today, 5 years later, we're in the first 13 days of July, and my clothing brand's done $22,901 in revenue. And this is also usually one of the slowest months for my clothing brand. And for me to imagine getting this much amount of revenue for my clothing brand right now in the first 13 days of July compared to when I first started, it's literally night and day, but it was a full journey and I enjoyed every single moment of that journey. And this is a really key point that I'm about to make. What a lot of entrepreneurs are told is that you need to enjoy the ups and downs of the journey, right? You need to, if you're going through a failure, you want to take out all the lessons from it. When you have your successes, you want to enjoy them. But a lot of entrepreneurs, I don't think, realize that this is also true inside of yourself. You're going to have weeks where you as yourself, as the entrepreneur, as the operator, are going to be a failure in your own eyes. And dealing with that mentally, putting that all into perspective and learning from that is when I've made the most amount of progress in my business. So it's not always just figuring out, how to make more sales for your clothing brand or figuring out something like Facebook ads. A lot of it's also looking at yourself and realizing how you're thinking about the business and where you've screwed up in your behaviors inside of your own processes and the way that you're running your own life. It's been fascinating to witness my own growth personally in the past 5 years, because from year to year, from month to month, from week to week, I don't really notice any change. But when I go back and I watch these old videos of how I used to be, how I used to talk, how I used to think, and I contrast that with where I'm at now 5 years later, it's such a huge amount of progress that you really want to put into perspective. And this is crazy powerful if you're just starting up a business, because most entrepreneurs are so short-sighted. They don't have the ability to see what progress looks like in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years. They're only thinking about the week to week, the day to day, the month to month. And this is probably the biggest lesson that I can share with you for most new entrepreneurs, because most new entrepreneurs will give up within a few months if they don't notice those results immediately. And I really hope that I'm talking some of you off the cliff. I'm talking some of you out of jumping off the cliff for your clothing brand and giving up. And I hope that I'm keeping you sort of in line with the way that all of this truly works so that you can get results at the end of the day. And, if that helped one person sort of see that it takes a lot of time and that you're going to get there eventually and to just not give up and to stick on the path, then I'm really happy with the outcome of this video. So I really hope that you got a lot of value out of this video. Please hit the like button for me if you did, and let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already, check out my free clothing brand marketing masterclass. All you have to do to get access is go to apparelsuccess.com/masterclass, and you can watch the whole thing for free. And if you've made it to this point in the video, I want to tell you about the closed Facebook group that we have. There's a link in the description. Follow the link, join us in the group, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.